it's good to hear your voice.
Oh, it's good to hear you
usually
too
we're
as
always,
well.
Yeah, we're always chatting, so it's really good to hear your voice.
Hi guys, my today's guest is N2E k12. Why? Why him? Among many other reasons, well, I'm obviously interviewing monsters, that's one. But we will talk about the other reasons later. He's described like not much of a talker, great leader, very fair, doesn't trust too quickly, and it's hard to regain his trust. I will have a question whether you agree or not with such a description of yourself, but first of all, can you introduce yourself for us?
I'm N2E from K12. My kingdom knows me also as North, North. I'm from New York City. I work for a company which I don't want to really disclose, but yeah. So I've been in K12 since the beginning. I've never played in any other kingdom besides K12. I came over from KOA, which I played for about I'm gonna say roughly about 4 years. I played there. So while I was playing KOA, I was playing both games at one point, and I just ended up stopping playing KOA. Like not stop playing, but spending in KOA roughly about 2 years ago.
So this is how you met Scully, or this is accidental that you know each other?
No, Scully I met through Rookie and Opti.
Okay.
And yeah, I know Rookie because he's a gopher for the company that I worked for in real life.
Is he working for you, or you're working for him?
No, he works for me. He's a gopher. He goes for coffee, food and stuff like that. And I ended up meeting him, Opti, all of them. I met them through KVK years back. So we used to match up a lot at KVK, and we fought some hard battles, and I ended up becoming friends with Opti and Rookie at that time. And they're really good guys. I've been friends with them for a long time now. Stand-up guys. Like real life, and because people have different personalities in the game versus real life, but these guys, what they are in the game, what you see them in the game, they're like that in real life. They're just truly stand-up people.
Yeah. Well, this was my impression of Rookie since first time I've heard him through the phone. Okay, so I introduced you by a couple of adjectives. Do you agree with them? Or with I may read them again.
To a point, I agree. It's the way I am. I guess in real life also. I'm trying to have like a unified kingdom, right, where we play as one alliance in reality as a kingdom. Because we the first like 4 years, a year and a half, we were in wars all the time, and it never resolved anything. You just had too much drama, too much everything, and I just wanted one kingdom where we're playing KVK and the events, the events that people like to play, we all play, and basically. I think that's what makes a strong kingdom, where there's really no egos. Because in my kingdom, the really good thing about it is that there's no egos in my kingdom. No one has an ego, which brings complete unity, and everyone is pretty much going in one direction. And a lot of other kingdoms, you see it's really broken up, where every one alliance hates another alliance, or whatever the case may be, and there's no unity, and because without that unity, they're just not strong as a kingdom.
Did you have any rogues in that wartime, or how did it end up?
We had one kingdom. It was called the Boy Alliance, BOI. They were, to a point, they were more of a bully alliance, but I'm not going to say really bullies, because everyone's playing to fight. It's a war game, but they created a lot of wars where they were attacking all the alliances, whether it was a small alliance or a strong alliance, whatever it may be. But it got to the point where I was able to squash everything and resolve it between all the alliances, where we unified it. And a lot of those members in Boyd, pretty much all of them, are with me right now in my alliance. And they're great guys. They love to fight, and that's pretty much what you want. And till this day, we do have complete unity. We do have a role player, but he's a very small player. He's a C40. He just turned C41. He's been playing like 4 years, and he just hits farms all the time. But he's pretty much an insignificant factor in the game. A guy named Judge Dredd. He's always been a role player since day one, and basically, just wanted to grow himself, right? He didn't really care about anything. He played rogue, and then at certain points where he was getting zeros, many times, he would join an alliance, primarily my alliance. And he joined my alliance. He'll stay for 2 weeks, and then but during those 2 weeks, 3 weeks that he would stay to build up his resources and try to boost his stats a little bit. At the end, it's not like he would say goodbye to us. He would just untag at the middle of the night when we're all sleeping, and he'll just hit all our farms and then leave. And we gave him probably about 5-6 chances, and then after the 6th chance, we just said, that this is it. And at that point, I asked every kingdom, every alliance in the kingdom not to accept him into their alliance, and everyone agreed. And he's been playing rogue, almost 4 years now.
Were you the first leader, or you somehow grew up to this role?
No, I was always a big factor in my kingdom. There was other bigs that were there, but the unfortunate part of this game, people go into like a rash. Like, I guess it's rash decisions where they just blow up their credit cards over a very short period of time. They get really big, and then whatever might have happened, finances in real life or whatever, they ended up quitting the game. And they just spent beyond their means. And you see a lot of people like that'll go like 3, 4, 5, 6 months spending like crazy, and then all of a sudden they just disappear off the face of the earth. But during that time, yeah, there were other castles that were similar to me, or maybe even stronger than me, that was leading the kingdom, and that was during the time, that year and a half, when there were wars going on.
Okay, so I know now you have another C45 Itachi. Are you both
Correct.
the leaders, or he's a leader, or you're the leader? Because
Well,
I personally know you better because I see you in our common rooms. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my perception is wrong.
No, Itachi is a C45, just like me. We decided to get the C45 together as quick as possible, so that we can help the kingdom. His stats he's a monster. His stats are pretty similar to mine. Yeah, he does lead also. He gives direction. During KVK and a lot of the things that are out there. He's not much of a talker, but yeah, he's another great guy. With no ego, and everything he does is for the kingdom. He's willing to lose 1 billion power just to help the kingdom win KVK, so everyone can get packs. And those are the people that you want in a kingdom, so that you can grow strong. We have guys like Kigger, who is probably, in my opinion, and somebody disagrees, probably the most knowledgeable guy in this game. He knows everything. He knows how to break down the numbers. He knows how much it's going to cost, to upgrade something. Like, he just knows everything, and I follow his direction in many aspects of the game. Then we have, we have different alliances, which every one of them are leaders on their own, right? That you would have. We are a very diverse kingdom, right? We have a Polish alliance that's led by Krashik. We have
Kraviec, you mean?
Kraviec. We have Kravitz. We have a Russian alliance that's led by Dark Flame. We have a German alliance that's led by Manuel and Zero. And these guys, the great thing about our kingdom is all these alliances that I just mentioned, they all started out when GOG started. These alliances did not disappear. But there's guys like Redneck, Mist, Project, Dark Flame, Demon X. There's just so many. Mikra, Zero, Manuel. These guys are all leaders in our kingdom, and I don't make the sole decision. Everyone, we have a group room where everyone decides, and majority wins, and whatever the majority says, even if I disagree, 99% of the time, I'm just going to follow that direction. I don't say, hey, I'm the strongest, I'm the leader, you got to follow my way, or it's the highway. We just all do it together as a group. And so I'm not going to say that, like I said, I'm not the leader. I'm going to say the entire kingdom, whether you're a spender or non-spender, everyone leads that kingdom, and everyone has their opinions and their advices that we follow. Even if it's a non-spender, just because he's a non-spender does not mean that he does not know the game, and he has zero benefit to the game, right?
Yeah. About the Kiger, or Kiger. I totally agree. I spoke to the guy a couple of times, and he's very knowledgeable. And I know Kravitz as well. He knows stuff. So who negotiates naps? Since you're all the leaders.
Any one of us, and then they'll tell us that we're napping, but we rarely nap. In KVK, the only time I nap is obviously you and I were in that monster room. I'll nap with people that are in that room because we're all friends in there, so I'll ask them if they want to nap. If they don't want to nap, it's fine. But besides that, anybody else, we really don't negotiate any type of nap or whatever. We just play. Even if it's stronger kingdom than us, we'll play. We matched up with K33 once. We didn't ask for that. We just played. We got our butt kicked, but it's part of the game. Most bigs, they wait that 2 weeks. They don't play any other events. Maybe the exception of maybe Darklands or one or two other events, but everyone waits for KVK. And when KVK happens, you're not gonna nap and watch your screen for 8 hours.
Okay, I will come back to naps later with another question. And now I have another question. On a scale of dedication for a game, from Girls No One, who was logging on just to KVK, you just mentioned, to Bloodfrost, who plays the game a lot, like he said himself, where do you put yourself?
I'm probably more like Bloodfrost. I'm very dedicated to the game of the amount of time I put in. I'm actually putting a lot of time into the game because I am working from home, and I feel that's really important to the kingdom because, if you show that you're active, especially the bigs like Itachi or myself, when we're showing that we're active, it gives a lot of hope to the kingdom in terms of where they're more able to enjoy the game, right? And this is something that I want to return to my kingdom, as a thank you because of the fact that without the guys in my kingdom, and I'm talking almost everybody in my kingdom, without those guys, I'm nothing. Itachi's nothing. Doesn't matter how big our stats are. Without these guys willing to sacrifice their troops, to join our rallies and, our mega rallies and things of that nature, lose their troops. And a lot of these guys, they might be non-spenders. It takes them a long time to build back 300-400 million pounds.
You're totally right by doing so. Even if you're simply on green in game, it matters a lot for your players that you watch.
Correct. And that's something that me and Itachi, we believe in, is to put in that dedication and time to our guys. Yeah, obviously, we do have to work in real life, but as much time that we have available, we try to stay online. My guys say me and Itachi, we never sleep because they always see us online, but everyone can enjoy the game, right? Because if you're not enjoying the game, obviously you end up quitting, you leave the game, whatever, and you end up having a dead kingdom, and that's something we didn't want. And I myself, personally, I'm very proud that, K12, probably one of the first kingdoms that started, in GoG, is still strong and it's still active to, it might not be as active as new kingdoms, but we're very active kingdom. And I think that's because of the fact that they're just putting a lot of time into the game, so that everyone can actually enjoy the game.
Now I have a question about the money. Are you willing to disclose any numbers?
Go ahead. It's okay.
So how much you spend on game? Like, you can answer whatever you prefer. In total, monthly.
I'll be truthful. I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, when I was playing KOA and GoG, I was splitting the money between both, and I was probably spending half, maybe 30% or 25% on GoG, and I was spending more on KOA. At one point, I dedicated myself into GoG more, and it really depends, but anywhere from 5,000 to 12,000 every single month.
Well, that's close to the top.
Like right now, they have top ups, for like gemstones and coat of arms and things like that. I'm maxed out on those, so it's really nothing to spend on. So like times like that, I'll spend less because there's really nothing to buy. Outside of like recruit banners, which I'm an idiot for keep buying them, but I do it anyway. Yeah, but I do it anyway. But yeah, so anywhere from like 5,000 to 12,000. It really depends on that month. Depending on what's out there.
So have you spending on these items like troop skills or lieutenant positions? these new stuff? Or
Yeah, I troop skills, I was spending like crazy, and the lieutenant position, I was spending like crazy, but it got to the point, where I was talking to Kicker, and it's just so much money that you got to put in on a daily basis. And today, it doesn't seem like a lot, but at the end of the month, it comes close to like $700, $800, $900 every month that you're going to be putting into those both things. So I pretty much I did slow down a lot on that.
Okay, so to break this heavy topic, I have a completely different question. Have you heard any ridiculous gossip about yourself?
No. The other kingdoms, besides people in the monster room that know me, I don't really throw myself out there. So people don't really know who I am. Some think I'm a bully because of the way we play KVK. But outside of that, no, I don't think I've heard anything bad about my, like gossips.
Yeah, but
good or bad.
You are a bully, obviously. That come on, like I know that. And the reason why we speak today is actually Uncharted Seas event, and we will come to you being bully part in a moment. So okay. we did it together in K9 K16 matchup. So I have a lot of questions connected to Uncharted Seas. Do you think you won?
Yeah, I believe we won the event, but the matchups I don't think was fair. There was a few weak kingdoms there that really didn't. They should have been in easier matchups, but that's what God did, and hopefully if they do UCS again, it's better pairing at that time. But yeah, we did win. I do believe we won, but did we really win? It cost me a ton of money to win. So did we really win? I don't know. I might be a loser. Everything that we've done in the game in UCS, it was pretty much the way we planned it previous to going up. And then this is what I'm talking about in terms of bringing entertainment to the game for our kingdom. I'm going to say like a week before the event started, we pretty much planned out everything from what was given to us from God. And we knew exactly what we were going to do. And we checked out every kingdom that we matched up with. We looked at, their star rating in KVK and things of that nature. And based on that, we put a plan together in regards to how we were going to take the center and on all of this stuff. And I'm going to say 90% of it pretty much planned out the way we worked. And our guys really enjoyed it. I know the other kingdoms might have been upset with what we did or whatever the case may be, but it's just a game, and you can't take this personally, right? If you take it personal, if you start taking God personally, right, it's time to uninstall that game. You can't cry or whine about these kind of things, and it does get, and I'm sure everyone in the monster room feels the same way. The crying and the whining with people, it gets to the point like, why are you playing this game?
Well, you hit me twice, and you haven't seen me crying about that.
No, you don't cry. I'm not saying about you. I'm just talking about kingdoms in general. You have people that cry, right?
Yeah.
K16's been pretty much, they don't whine or cry. They've all played the game, and I respect them for that. On Cube, he played the game the way he wanted to play, right? If things didn't go the way it was supposed to go for him and it backfired on him, so be it. But it's just part of the game, right? In this game, you can make naps and backstab someone. You can lie to someone, whatever. But it's not real life. It's just a game.
Did you perceive us, K16, as the strongest opponent, or was there any stronger? Because I have to be honest with you, I didn't play that even that much. So I may be, wrong or misinterpreting something.
I might be wrong, but I saw you guys similar to us, where you are a very unified kingdom, and unified kingdoms are very hard to beat, even if we're stronger than that kingdom. Because unified kingdoms are very resilient, and they'll just keep fighting and fighting, and eventually to the point that they'll wear out a strong kingdom. And that's how I saw our K16. But as we were playing, I realized that K14 was the stronger kingdom, where, in my opinion, was close to us because they had a C45 who was very similar to my stats. They had like another 4 or 5 C44s, right? Versus where we only had 2 C45s, and that was it, no other T13s. But we realized that, a part of that C14 alliance. The kingdom itself was broken in half, right? It wasn't a unified kingdom. They were both trying to get to center, and I just didn't get it. I said, why would you go both to center to fight each other? And that's what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So eventually, in the end, we thought they were the strongest, but it really ended up where they were, even though on paper they were strong, they were probably one of the weaker kingdoms in that event because of the way where there was zero unity in that kingdom.
And you personally, you were playing more or less or the same?
UCS, I was playing a lot. Every time that I got, I was online. And I was playing because my guys were so active. I get it. Some kingdoms got mad because we did what we did, but I have to worry about my kingdom first before I worry about any other kingdom. And I wanted my guys to really enjoy it and bring that fire and life back into them.
You say you did what you did, but what did you do?
Well, what we did was we try to dominate the game. We try to dominate the game. We discussed it with we discussed it pretty much with everybody in our kingdom. Like, that actually puts input into the game. And we asked, they said, listen, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to, let everyone into the center? You guys want us to just control the center, no one in? And the way it turned out was the way it turned out right now. Like, they said, let's stop everyone because they're like, if they can't even get to center, what's the point of even letting them in where we're just going to end up losing more troops because of that? And they're right. It's just us being nice to let everyone into center. It's just costing us more money to rebuild those troops. Because we were unified, we were able to do this. With those three kingdoms, we split everybody up into those three alliances based on time zones so that someone's always on 24 hours. The event itself, it was a great event. Some alliances, some kingdoms, I mean, they might not have liked it, whatever, but that's not the fault on us, or that's not the fault on K16 or any other alliance that were dominating in the beginning. It's the fault on that kingdom. You don't have unity. Like if you take, for example, K11, they went in there with like 15 alliances.
Oh, God. I don't know.
All playing on their own. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to explain to you because they were right next to us. They went in there with 15 alliances, zero unification. They were all playing as their own kingdom. And like, what are you going to do? You can't do anything, And they would PM me to let them have a bridge and let them get the set. They wanted me to escort them all 15 alliances to center.
Okay.
And I'm just like, what do you guys, listen, if you can't get past your own basic bridge, you're not going to get there. The matchups was unfair, right? Because that kingdom, even though it's K11, there was 0-star KVK. Right? You're having fun, right? People have fun when you're winning. You're not having, it's not because, everyone wants to be the strongest, but the fact that you're part of that victory is what makes the game fun for the small players and the mediocre spenders.
Have you had any naps or any deals during this event, or just the opposite? You were focused on killing one kingdom, K16, for example.
It's really not that. You're just giving them an opportunity to play the event. And we did that with a few like 2 kingdoms or 3 kingdoms, whatever it may be. We gave them an opportunity to do it, and some of those kingdoms made rooms that said, I don't want to say the word, but it was at FK12, and they made rooms to try to plan where all the kingdoms come against us. I find that enjoyable, right? I don't think that's a bad thing, and it's something that I don't get mad at. Like I said, it's a game, right? It's a war game, and you do things like that because you're doing everything possible for your kingdom to win, right? But yeah, things like that happen, and we did little naps here and there, like that K14 tag, K14 kingdom with the alliance K14. We let them come to the center.
Have you had any discoveries? Maybe this way.
I'm going to say maybe K14 NWA Hunter, who was 10 billion power. I don't know. I'm sure he's a great guy in real life, but in the game, I think he has maybe a bit of an ego and things like that. He did it because I was trying to get them to work together with the K14 Tag Alliance so that they're much stronger because we wanted a stronger fight, right? Because we came here to play, the fight, and all that. So we tried, and he turned everything down. Like it wasn't. We weren't even attacking them. We just said, "Hey, listen, why don't you do it this way?" And let's just really try to fight in the center. And he just didn't want to do it. Like he refused to do it. So we ended up, he was, I think it was like 9.8 billion power or whatever, and we ended up zeroing him. The big reason why I liked this event was every day when people logged on, right, it was something to do. Whether it was attacking a tile or attacking a tower or fighting, it was something to do every single day. And this is what this game needs, where when you're logging on every day, there's something going on that it brings excitement. Like you're excited to log on to see what's going on, to see, if there's battles going on, whatever, and you jump into the heat of, in the middle of the battle or whatever the case may be. And it brings people to become, more active in this game. And I think that for us as K12, I think that was the biggest success that I think that we've had in this event. I was sad when they shortened it by 10 days because all my guys were pretty much sad because they're still playing right now. Even though most people left, they're just still playing because it's just something to do.
Okay, I hear the sirens in the background. Are you on fire or something?
No. It's just New York City. Just so many ambulances and fire
okay. Do you think it will end up with mergers or migrations?
I think it's going to be, because the way the KOA did it the first time was, it was a migration where they gave you a choice of 3 kingdoms, and you're able to, 3 kingdoms that were hosting. So you would pick one of the 3 kingdoms, and anybody in our kingdom were able to go to any of the 3 kingdoms, right? So we built farms out there in those kingdoms just to see which kingdoms to go to. We went. Right, and then they give you, I think, 72 hours, right? You can't, if you scout or you attack anything within that 72 hours, you're stuck in that kingdom. But if you're not within 72 hours, you're able to return back to your kingdom. And then I think it was 90 days, I believe, that you have to wait until it refreshes to another 3 kingdoms. But that one did not work. It failed miserably, that migration. It just didn't pan out. And then they did the second one, which was based on the wolf hit, and then you're able to pick from a multitude of kingdoms where you're supposed to go. And that one worked, and I think they're gonna probably do it that way, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't know if it's gonna be through wolf heads or it's gonna be whoever won the UCS is gonna be the host kingdoms or whatever the case may be. I think it's gonna be a complete migration, but unless they do a 100% merger, I think migration is going to work better. In regards to moving to the next, going to another kingdom.
So would you stay or would you take the whole kingdom and go somewhere?
No, my kingdom already, we discussed this. If we're able to host, we're going to host. I know we're an old kingdom, but it took 4 years to become the way we are now, and nobody wants to break that up. So, we're going to stay. And, my advice to any other kingdoms out there, if you're thinking of merging to another kingdom, and a lot of kingdoms say, "Oh, I'm not going to go without my alliance into that kingdom. If either it's my alliance, we all go together, or we're going to stay here, whatever." But I'm gonna tell everybody a rude awakening, because it happened in KOA. When you go as an alliance, that alliance breaks up within like 60 days.
Breaks up?
You think there's the alliance breaks up. Meaning those members end up going joining other alliances.
Yeah,
and the reason being the reason being that happens is, they were loyal for those 4 years or 3 years or whatever in that kingdom, in the kingdom that they were in, and they didn't go to, because they hated those other alliances. That's why they didn't go. But when they moved to a new kingdom and they meet new friends and listen, everybody wants to be in a stronger alliance, right, to enjoy the game. And eventually, you go to you're not a strong alliance, and you go as your alliance to that kingdom. It's gonna eventually break up over like 60 days, because they're gonna make new friends. They're gonna say, "Hey, whatever, like K16 for the, hey, Cram, it was great knowing you, but, and I had the best time, but I'm going to go to this alliance because, I just feel like it might be a better thing for me." whatever, and it ends up breaking up anyway. So, what I would give advice to everyone is if you're going to migrate somewhere, do it for your own reasons, not for your alliance, because believe me when I tell you, when you do migrate, it's not going to be the way you think it is. If you go as an alliance, they're going to all end up, not all, but a good percentage of them might end up going in. Once you go, believe me, you start making new friends because it's a brand new kingdom. It's like a new world. You start making new friends, this, that. They're going to say, hey, come here. Why don't you join it? And slowly, people just start leaving.
I have another question to break up UCS topic. Where was that? Come on. Have you and me known each other before this event?
Yes, we have. We were dating for a couple of years.
Ah, right. Okay. So you received my notes, of course.
We were in a couple of rooms together. We still are in one of the rooms together. Yeah. So, and Muffin, you're a great person. I enjoy your humor. You may not think you're funny, but you have a great sense of humor. There's just things that you say are just funny. A lot of the memes and gifs you put up just crack me up. I love you for that. You make my day sometimes in those rooms with some of the things you say. And keep doing what you're doing. These videos and these interviews and stuff like that. It's super helpful to the kingdom. Even my kingdom, they post a ton of your videos all the time. Krawczyk, he loves your videos because he puts it in our room as soon as it comes out.
So it wasn't true when you said at the very beginning of the event that I'm bullying you. Or I was bullying you.
No, you never bully. We tease you on that because we feel that's something that that you always try to prove that you're not. But no, you're not a bully at all. You're a great person. In all sincerity, you're a great person. I'm really lucky to know you. As long as we did, and I appreciate everything that you do for
I really love this small room we had. I did a research yesterday before our interview, and it was mostly my source. And this room was, this 8-people room when you, Itachi, Rookie were, and Smokey and Sexy, and this room was hilarious, and I really regret that you gone. This was the room I loved, really, and I was laughing yesterday reading these 1-year-old messages. So thank you for that time and for the memes for laughing from Rookie.
Yeah, I know. I had a great time in that room. Everybody was in that room was good. Even I had disagreements with Sexy. She was a great person. She has a great sense of humor. She's funny. She can take the banter as well as dish it out. Same thing with Rookie. Rookie is hilarious. He's the same way. He could take banter. He could dish it out, and that's what made that room so great.
Why Rookie keeps repeating that you're not breaker?
When we were playing New World, there was a time we were playing New World. He attacked like 3 of my tiles. Right. So in the end, I kept attacking his tiles. So, he said, come on, what are you doing? And I said, bro, you attacked my tiles. And he was like, oh, I didn't know it was you. And I said, how the hell you pick up 3 of my tiles in that whole place and then tell me you didn't know it was me? And it was a laughing. It was nothing serious. But then he said, come on, let's play together. And then, Rookie, the way he is, great dude, but he just cracks me up. He was like, no, come on. Let me take center, and then I'll give you like the last 3 minutes. What am I gonna do in 3 minutes, man? The actual nap breaking was not that. I'm sorry. The tile hitting part was that, but the nap breaking was I forgot the kingdom. I think it was K250. I forgot the K350 maybe, or I forgot what it was. That kingdom, one of our R1s made a nap, right? And he's like he's a little kid, so he made a nap. And we didn't even know there was a nap. So and then we ended up taking the kingdom and everything. And then so I don't know what happened, right? You know how Rookie is. He ended up friending that person.
Of course.
And then they're friendly. They're still friends. I think he's in that room, that little room.
Oh God.
Friending that person, and then he's telling like, yeah. N2E is a nap breaker. He breaks naps all the time just so he can get closer. And then that's how this whole thing came about.
Oh my God.
Okay. Rookie. Let me tell you something about Rookie. He makes this game fun for me too. Even though we're not in the same kingdom, just his sense of humor makes this game and makes coming into that monster room and all this so much more enjoyable because he's just a funny guy and he's just he's just a good person, but he's just hilarious and he makes me laugh all the time. So he makes a lot of things about all aspects of this game a lot more enjoyable.
Well, I never played against Rookie or with Rookie, but I do miss the fact that he's not in the game anymore. And I'm happy that he's staying in line rooms because in theory nothing's changed, but in practice I don't like him gone. So I hope it's just a break and he's going to come back. Do you have any unusual hobbies which would surprise the viewers, like Bloodfrost and him being Drift Driver Pro?
I used to go to the casinos a lot, like not every single day where I was addicted or something, but on Sundays I would go there to relieve stress and I would spend loads of money over there. So I ended up playing GOG and KOA, so that I would stop playing, find something else to do instead of just throwing away money there. But right before at that time, I played poker for a very, very long time.
Online or real life?
Real life.
Oh.
So I went to the World Series poker event in Las Vegas, the $10,000 event. I played that a couple of years in a row. I play a lot of big cash games. Even till now, I still play a lot of big cash games in poker. And right before I played KOA and GOG, I was actually thinking about going pro as a poker player. I realized I can't do that and my job both simultaneously. So I ended up playing KOA.
Yeah, because I had to sign like a bunch of papers which basically ban me such activities. I also work in corporate. I assume you work in corporation, so you would have to choose basically do one or
I would have
another.
to pick what I wanted to do. It wasn't like when they told me I can't do that, but it takes up so much time to play poker because it's a grind. So I still play. I just don't play as I don't play like if like a professional player would play on a daily basis. 10 hours a day or whatever it may be.
You should stop it and completely focus on Guns of Glory, in my opinion.
Yeah, I should, but I don't know. I already put a Ferrari into this game, so I don't know. I don't know what This game eventually, it's for everyone, right? I don't care how big you are in this game. Eventually, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? Because the updates come out so frequently that you gotta always keep spending, and literally, if you kept playing throughout the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, you could actually put $500,000, $1 million into this game.
Okay, so we're really heading to the end. So a couple of quick questions. Do you have any tattoos?
No. I do on my arm, but it's not it's a band on my arm, but it's not a big thing.
What's your zodiac sign?
Cancer. Do
you realize you make your opponents puzzled? Are you doing it on purpose?
Maybe I'm unpredictable because I don't make all the decisions. It's everybody in my kingdom makes those decisions, and if I make a decision and they think it's not the right one, they'll tell me.
The last question. Well, almost last. If you had to compare yourself to other leader or to other monster.
There's some guys that in the monster room that I think are similar to me, like Ant. Ant, I think he's kind of like the way I am. He has a soft heart too at certain points.
Soft heart?
He's like that. Yeah, Ant's a great guy, man. Ant is a great guy. I think Opti and Rookie, they're similar to me. In terms of everybody in that. It's not like I speak with everyone in there on a personal basis, but the ones that I do, like Bush, like Bushy, yeah. I think he's kind of similar to me in certain things. Like he could be cold and dominate, or he could be nice and give naps to people and things of that nature. But they're all great guys that I get along with because they're. I don't know about the game itself, but just when I speak to them in real life, they just seem a lot similar to the way I am, personality-wise in real life, and they're great guys. And he cracks me up too, just like Brooke. So does Bush. Bush cracks me up, you know. And I like people with great sense of humor.
Okay, so do you have any questions to me?
My question to you is, where do you see this game going? Because I know you know a lot. You do a lot of research. You put a lot of heart into this game in terms of, trying to find out what's going on. What do you feel is going to be the overall?
I think the game comes to its end, basically. We're before this new research coming, the whole new academy, and I'm really afraid of that day. And the fact that Monkey has army damage, the most important stat in the game, and you have to pay for it. I really think game slowly heading to the end, and I'm afraid that they will ruin it by migrations, not by mergers, because I think they will go with migrations. I hope I'm wrong. Really, I hope. I hope they will do mergers.
Love Frost is 100% correct. The updates are too frequent, right? You might have a new update with new equipment or new, airship pods, whatever. Then the following week they give new guards.
I still have this enthusiasm. I think I'm hearing in you as well. So it's not our time.
Listen. Don't get me wrong. I love the game, right? But I honestly wish they would slow the updates down so that it gives some more excitement and hope for the lower spenders. Because if they see hope that they can catch up because the updates are far further apart, they're gonna spend a little more, right? And it's gonna make up that difference for the game, for God. But that's not what they're doing. So I don't know. I don't know, and I'm gonna try to ride this game as long as I can. But we're gonna have to see. But I see a lot of good people leaving it, and that's kind of upsetting.
Okay, so it was really awesome hour with you, even though you didn't send me nudes. I don't know why.
You were supposed to send it to me in return for the interview.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, obviously. Cram basically running the kingdom.
It's not Wheels.
Wheels is a stat guy, but and of course the best stats, and he has cannon and stuff. For me, it's like for you that the leader is someone who is playing. So even though Kings is our leader since forever because she was playing KOA as well, in my opinion, Cram took over because he's simply here.
Why don't you come to K12?
Very good question. Maybe I will.
Yeah, come here. Listen, it's more about just having fun than anything else, right? And I understand people think we might be bullies because
of course you are.
The way we play in USC or we play in Darklands or we play in KVK, whatever the case may be. If you do come here, you'll have fun.
All the reason is money. It wasn't fun to ditch 43, go to 33, to build again 43 from scratch, and now to come back to 16 and build 44 again.
Yeah, but now you can bring both castles together. But I'll tell you something about Kiger, right? Let me tell you something. He's so knowledgeable, right? I owe a lot to that guy. Even KOA, I thought I knew a lot, but when I came here, right, the guy just knows the game. He didn't know it from day one, but over the course of time, he knows the game, right? He really knows how to build people's stats without spending.
So, N2E or North, thank you very much for your time. You sacrificed more than I thought.
Thank you, Muffin. Need someone to make a tower. He's in there right away. He wasn't the actual leader of PSW, but he actually, in my opinion, he leads them because he was the one with the courage, with not afraid to just do whatever needed to be done, and like all the Polish members, they all tend to follow him. Great personality. You have a great sense of humor. You might not know it, but you do, and it just cracks me up all the time.
Thank you very much.
And you're completely transparent. Like you say what you have to say. There's nothing like really secretive about you. Now, I'm not talking about like your life, but just in the game, like you speak your mind, and that's something I really respect about you. And not a lot of people are like that, you know, that are completely transparent.
Thanks. It really matters a lot. Like, these words, like, really valuable for me. So, you know, coming from a monster, so that counts double.
No, but I'm being serious. And also with the videos, just keep up the great work, man. My guys love it. Everyone in K12. They always say, "Oh, Muffin and that, Muffin released another one. You know, another interview, another this, another that."
So,
and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I've already seen this. Because I used to wonder, who the hell is posting all the Muffin videos in our line room for all our, you know, K12 members? Because we have a line room for everybody. I was like, who the hell? And then I realized it was Ratchet.
Yeah, that's true, because he's one of the most knowledgeable persons in a Polish room. So yeah, I know what he's talking about.
He makes you big because he posts your stuff everywhere.
Oh, I need to give kudos to him. I did once when I
you gotta give kudos to him because he really does make you big. Because anything you post, he posts in our room.
That's great. That's good to know.
And I was thinking, I was like, is this guy in the monster room? I was looking.
Okay, now our Polish community is really awesome, and he's really important there. In my opinion, he has great knowledge. So, okay,
okay.
Thank you very much for everything, and well, I see you on the battlefield, I guess. Don't zero me.
Got it. And I want you to think about K12. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, have a good
Bye-bye.
one.